Okay,
Hello.
we're live, it says. This is Caroline de Maigret.
Hello.
How's my pronunciation of your name?
It's good.
How do
Really
you
good.
say it?
You're becoming French.
You say it.
Caroline de Maigret.
Caroline de Maigret. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk around Caroline's neighbourhood, Pigalle.
Yes.
And the idea is, if you've never watched one of these videos before, it's I call it a walk show. It's like a talk show while walking.
I've never seen it either, so let's guess.
This is great. Okay. All you guys at home and Caroline, you're in the same boat. The idea is we walk and we talk, and you're going to explain the kind of cool parts of this neighborhood that everyone should know.
It's Monday, so lots of stuff are going to be closed, but you know, should be fine.
And I see that there are already comments popping up. We're going to stop every now and again and address those comments, and you've promised to answer absolutely everything. Right? But before we start, it might be in reverse for you guys at home, I think. Maybe I'll turn the camera around, because you said that this bar across the road, if you stand on my right,
I thought you wanted me together.
No, you stand next to me.
Yes, it's one of my hangout spots, Le Mansard. The music is always super cool, like rock and roll.
Is it like a classical Paris kind of bar, or is this a bit different, or?
No, it's a classic French cafe.
And
it's a nice crowd, good music, it's always good stuff.
so I'm just going to look in the window for a second.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's hard, it's kind of reflecting on us.
It's nice.
Yeah. And we'll continue walking this way, and you stay on my right, Caroline, and we try not to get hit by a car. So the questions are...
Okay,
first question is from Christian Surberry. Sounds like a Norwegian name. Summer in Paris. What to do in the city in, I think he said July, this July.
In July, well, there are lots of new exhibitions coming up. You have to go by the river, you take a bottle of wine, you know, and food, and you go by the river, sit and enjoy the sunset next to Notre Dame.
Hang on, we got to show this as well. Hold that thought. That's a beautiful building. No, it's not. It's not a beautiful building.
No, you know what? I'm against that thing.
We're both against it. Why are we against it?
Because it's Mama Pizza. I mean, they're good and they're cheap, but you have to do a line of like an hour line.
An hour line to get in for pizza?
People wait for an hour, and I think it's not cool. I'm against lines.
So where do you go for dinner?
I live around the corner, and I think the neighborhood should at least have, out of 4 floors, like 1 floor for them.
1 floor for the locals.
Yeah.
I like that idea. The first time I met you, I remember you were in the queue at McDonald's, and you were.
No, I'm not.
you were lining up there saying they should.
Nice.
No, I'm just kidding. But what I did want to ask you
I only go when I'm hangover.
Is that true?
Yeah. Which happens quite often.
Is that true? Okay, comments here. We're getting some hellos from people around the world. There was one just up there that I saw about green space. Oh, there's a lot. What's the best green space near Pigalle?
Oh, that's a good question.
You said you'd answer them all.
Probably the garbage or green.
There's one right there. A green space. But this is something.
Oh yeah, that's a cool one. Look on the left.
Okay, so we'll cross over.
Sure. That's a basketball.
It's not really green though.
No, that's not green, but it's around the corner, so I show you because it's so well done. It's beautiful.
We got viewers. Tell us where you're viewing from, guys. I see someone in New York.
The guy who did that has this shop, Pigalle, which is a designer.
You're pointing behind, so I'll show this shop.
Yeah.
I know the guy. He's giving me a peace sign.
Ça va? Yeah, let's go and see him.
Okay. Maybe he can come out so that we don't lose internet on the inside. I'm filming direct. How are you, man?
Yeah,
good to see you. It's been a while. When are we going to do a video playing basketball?
Next time, anytime you want, I'm here.
Okay. That's a promise. But it is, I mean, let's go over. Come on. It is a beautiful, Ahmed.
Yeah, it's really...
That's his name.
It's great.
Do you play here sometimes? Basketball?
No.
So I remember... So I'm going to walk backwards. So when you were on the podcast, so people watching, I see there's 50 people watching around the world at the moment. And I hope you can all hear, I hope everything's working well so far. But Caroline was on the show talking about, you might remember her from How to Be Parisian Wherever You Are, a book that took the world by storm as I remember it. And something that you said on the podcast, I'm turning around, that stuck with me is that you said Parisians don't always talk about when they go to the gym and when they work out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Remember, you're like, we don't really care to talk. We got better things to talk about.
It's not very interesting, yeah.
With that in mind, like, would you, I play basketball there sometimes. Would you talk about that with each other, or would you be like, no, I'm going to talk about the new...
No, I mean, you speak about whatever you want to speak about. You're free.
It's a confusing set of rules.
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Can we talk
just
about
do
this?
Whatever. No, yeah, I'm against this as well.
Okay, we got to show this.
Yeah, no, that's really annoying.
Do you know what Linda says? Do French women wear sneakers?
Of course.
There you go.
No, I wear sneakers nearly every day.
Right.
I kind of went a little chic for you today.
You went chic for me? Hang on, say it again on camera.
I went chic for you today. Look.
Woo! Chic for the Earful Tower. That's a
Like,
new one.
cool.
Yeah,
These are-
let's have a look. So, as well as writing the book with 3 others, let's not forget it was a team effort.
Yes.
Which way are we going?
This one.
So, how would you say that you're actually sort of best known? Like, what would people? And I'll just show where we sort of are standing for a bit of
Yeah,
context.
Le Bouillon over there is a great place to eat. Super cheap
Yeah, why?
and good.
Is that why it's popular?
fast.
Because it's so cheap?
No, it's good as
Right.
well.
God, there's so many comments coming in.
That's where I go at night to have drinks.
The bank? No. The Berliner.
We should answer the
Yeah. Sorry. I was just trying to figure out which bar you were talking about.
street. Bars, the whole street I go to.
Okay, but first I had that question for you. Is what do people, when they meet you, like, what are you most known for? Is it the modeling? Is it the book? Right. Do you get stopped in the street? I'm gonna hang on. Do people stop you in the street?
Well, you did.
Yeah, I did. So this story.
Tell the story, because you did. That's why we're here today.
So we're at McDonald's, and no, the truth is, Caroline had just been at a
Climate march.
climate march protecting the planet, trying to get the word out there. Everyone in there, everyone was in Paris. It was a big.
My favorite bar.
Which one? The one on the left or the one on the right?
On the right.
Is it actually? So that's Caroline de Maigret's favorite bar, Dirty Dick, and she's laughing in the corner. So what happened when we met is she was coming back from the march, and I stopped her on the street, and I said, "You're Caroline de Maigret." She said, "Your pronunciation's terrible," but no, I'm just making up details. We got chatting, and I said, "Do you do a podcast with Australian podcasters?" Sort of.
Yeah.
And you looked at me and you looked at my wife and you decided I was like, maybe
Yeah,
didn't.
and I had a good hour in front of me, so I told you, well, let's do it now or never.
I thought it was one of the coolest things that happened on the podcast. So Caroline said, look, it's hard to plan things like this, but if you want to do it right now, if you can record on your phone, let's go to
I
a
know,
cafe.
and I thought after, I was like, maybe it could have been like a porn podcast or anything. You know what I mean? They could have ended
It's
up.
true, it's true. But it isn't. And I should say, for all the people, 70 people watching at home.
You should say it is, and you'll have lots of subscribers.
Do you think?
Yeah, of
The
course.
wrong kind of subscribers.
Of course.
Where are we?
You come out in Google like faster.
Yeah, maybe. But the podcast is called the Earful Tower. Every week I meet people, interesting people in Paris doing interesting things. People like Caroline talk about their books, talk about their projects. And now the comments. I got to get to the comments.
That's nice.
Because one is kind of, if I turn around the camera, one was kind of relevant. I was asking, there's so many. Firstly, what street are we on is easy. Rue Victor Massé. But this graffiti, Gabriella said, what's your opinion on the yellow vest movement in France?
I'm not getting into that.
Not getting into that. People are saying that you're most known for being the biggest fashion icon.
Oh, that's sweet.
Let's see these questions. You never answered the green space properly.
No, because there is no green in Pigalle.
Okay.
It was always hell with my son. When I was raising him, when he's a child and I had to go to parks and stuff, the closest is Parc Monceau,
which is lovely.
which is a very nice park.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good half-hour walk, but which is fine. But Pigalle, there's not much.
Okay, sorry about that, Luke.
I mean, there are a few trees. Kind of like hugging trees or something.
There is a. How do you feel being universal crush? Do you have an answer for that?
Oh, that's nice.
There was another really good question in there. Yeah, where's your favorite? Where's your favorite part of France outside of Paris?
Oh, I love this place.
Says Linda. Your favorite part of France outside Paris?
Arrondissement. It's a place where I get lots of presents for my friends. It's it's kind of like a brocante.
Right. You have to explain brocante for our.
Yeah, it's a woman who gathers like lamps and mirrors, and little paintings, and she's mostly in the bad mood.
Oh, really?
I don't know that. It's fun.
Is it the shop that's got a really hard door to get through? Is that one?
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Oh,
and
that's.
she'll be in a bad mood, but that's okay.
Why?
Inside there are lots of really cool stuff from the 20s, the 30s as well, that are quite affordable, and I love this place. I go there a lot.
So people, I think because a lot of cars were coming past, maybe the sound is a little bit bad on this road.
Noir.
But it's called Archi Noir. Okay,
And it's closed on Mondays.
Monica's brought up. Oh, there's a lot of things closed around here. But firstly, Linda asked you your favorite place in France outside of Paris.
I'll say. I want to say, but I don't want to give up my spot.
Well, I'm afraid on the Earful Tower walk show, you have to reveal all. Yeah, what does it begin with? Can I guess?
I'll say the Bassin d'Arcachon.
Where's that? Is that near Bordeaux?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the west coast. Oh, Bassin
To me, it's honestly, I've traveled a lot, and to me, it's still one of the most beautiful places I've seen in my life.
What's so beautiful about it?
I don't know. It's just you have the highest sand dune of Europe, and you have, sand benches that come out during the day, and you go by boat. I
So
don't know.
it's like
There's
the
something.
Dune du Pilat area?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was raised there when I was a kid. That's where I would go. So there's something quite emotional as well
That's lovely.
about this place for me.
Luke has just said it's ironic that the sound wasn't good because this is all microphone shops and guitar shops.
Yes, I live in the music area and the red light district.
Was that a conscious choice?
Yes, because I'm a music producer as well, and my music studio is 5 minutes. Used to be 5 minutes around here, and it's a conscious choice because you have all the cool bars, you have really great restaurants, and the crowd is nice.
Young
And
crowd?
It's a young crowd.
Yeah.
It's still very Parisian. It's not very touristy.
I've got it, just to cut you for a second. You speak fluent French, right?
Yes.
I consider this to be the hardest word to pronounce in the French language.
Serrurerie.
Yeah.
Serrurerie.
Serrurerie.
Yeah, you don't say the E in the middle. Serrurerie.
Serrurerie.
I mean, you should. But to make it easier, you don't.
So what so I turn the camera
so
back on us.
It's to make keys.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, a locksmith 3.
Yes.
So one thing, guys, I'm a big fan of Caroline. What's the possibility that I can also meet her in person if I go to Paris? Slim, I'd say. I'd say you need to bump into her on the street at best.
Yeah, like you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do is, I reckon on this corner, we've been talking for almost 15 minutes, is I want to talk a bit about your book, your new book, and I'm going to try and find out what it's about. You look skeptical. But if we stand on this corner where it's a bit... I'll just show you where we're standing, guys. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the members forum. So I see there's 80 people watching. Now's your chance to sign up, support this show, see all the stuff that's behind the scenes, and watch the next 15 minutes of our chat. I have to put some stuff behind a paywall after all.
Yeah, he needs to live.
I got to afford the coffees in this city. Anyway, so you've got a book coming out. You kind of hinted when you're on the podcast a little bit about it.
No, he's annoying. I don't want to talk about it.
So the first one, if you're just tuning in, so you got 80 people. Imagine you're in a room with 80 people and they're all thinking, what's the new book about? The first one was about how to be Parisian. The second one's about what? Finish this sentence. The second book's about
Aging.
Asians.
Aging.
Aging, I'm just kidding. Okay, so what does that mean?
You'll see. I'm not saying more, but it's fun.
A fun book about aging. Are you talking about, when you say aging, I'm going to ask a few questions. You can brush them off if you want. Do you mean like the aging that we're all going through? Or do you mean like getting specifically old? Like elderly?
No. The path of life, like what we're all going through, and that's... It's not that cool.
It's not cool, you don't like it?
No, I hate it. I like how my mind is aging.
Right. What do you mean by that?
No, stop.
Okay, we got a taste.
Soon.
It's a
coming out
fun
soon.
book about aging. That's all you're going to get apparently. But when we go over for the members, she's going to talk all about it. No, I'm just kidding. But thanks for being on the first part of the walk.
Okay, cool.
Anything you want to add?
No, it's just I know people are coming, so I just wanted to answer questions, but we'll
Let's
keep on doing on
We'll
your...
have a quick look at a few more. Hang on. I'm just turning this around. There's a second book questions. Oh yeah, how is it to raise children in the middle of Paris? Is that difficult?
No,
That's a question from Christian.
I mean, it's great. I mean, we're so lucky culturally. There's so many things to do all the time. So I feel that's very fortunate.
But is it difficult? Like there's no parks really, like you said? Do you find that difficult?
But it's not only about parks.
I don't have a kid.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing.
Life is much more, stuff as well. And you find parks, there are parks. But we do other stuff as well, and it's a very rich city for that. So we're very lucky.
There's 2 more questions we answered before we switch over. There was one thing from New.
No, it's just from
I thought something bad. I thought we were about to be run over by a dog. One of the questions was, I forgot the name. I'm sorry, but clubs, nightclubs. Do you still go to them? Where are the good ones?
Yeah, no, it's quite hard. I go to bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe besides Dirty Dick, you could give us a tip.
Petit Palace is a good club.
Petit Palace.
Yeah. Monco.
Monco. All right, we're going to write them down, put them in the comments, and I think we're going to switch it over because we're going to get to that next record shop and continue this
Yes,
walk.
my record store, where I go all the time.
So if you're not going to sign up, go scroll down. There is a link to the podcast that we did, so you can hear a lot more from Caroline there. If you have signed up, I emailed everybody yesterday with a link. I'm going to switch to that one now. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
And now I press finish. If I can find it here. There you go.